Good morning, good afternoon, good afternoon. I look up at the time and it says 1232, which means to me that in a minute and a half or so it's going to say 1234, which is possibly going to bring up some rhyme from childhood. Something brings up something, brings up something, which brings up something. So, bringing up something. I'm going to just briefly talk about how it would be good to turn my phone off, just to eliminate squeaks and squawks and those type of things. While we're doing this very important work in the world. It's very important. And that's why we're doing it, because it seems so important to us to do it. So, I can't remember the last video I made. I think it might have been Monday. I may have been describing kind of this week according to the Mayan calendar and how it could be challenging. And this is the second lunar month of the year, and the second lunar month is the month of challenge. So if you've been experiencing that, great. Challenge always can help us to rise up to higher levels of function, or it could just knock us down, just depending on our experience with it. I felt like it really helped me to rise up and resolve some things that left me yesterday feeling like I just left so much behind. So Monday was one of the 13 significant dates that the Mayan prophet Pacal Votan had carved into his tomb. I guess he wouldn't have carved it. Well, he might have carved it into the tomb before it was a tomb. Maybe it was just his cave, I think, I'm trying to remember what, could have been, rather than the bat cave, it could have been his raven cave. I don't remember, I don't know, because Pacal Votan lived from 603 to 683 AD. And he was the time engineer in the Mayan tradition. He was also the sage king for the Mayan people, I think in the Yucatan area. Yucatan Peninsula, I think that was where a lot of Mayan people lived. Other locations, the Mayans were, and who knows? Who knows if they called themselves Mayans? Who knows if that name was made up later, and they could have called themselves all sorts of things. And I'm certain they had a particular language depending on the period of time that we're referring to. But Pacal Votan was a prophet of his people, and in the 80 years of his life, he noticed some recurring things happening on very specific dates. Now, those dates line up within a 260 period of time, 260-day period of time. So within that 260 days, there were 13 significant days of significant events. And he saw this year after year after year. These very specific days were days of significant events. So in the Mayan calendar that I order from 13moon.com, they're listed, and there's always like a little glyph of a yellow dragon. And it's interesting that of the 13 days, and I did quite a bit of research on this over the last few days, of the 13 days, 3 of the 13 days are yellow sun days. So yellow sun is kind of the center of the universe in many worldviews. You know, the sun is what gives life. And so there's the sun that we travel around, but our sun travels around the central sun, which has, I'm sure, many different names. But the central sun is kind of the center of our galaxy, universe. I'm not, one of those people that knows all that much about the movement of stars and planets and what they're up to, and it's big. But there's all sorts of interesting things about the Mayan perspective. One of them being they had actual exact time periods that it takes us to be in one point in the cosmology, and the perception is the point that our sun and earth are in space. It comes back to that point approximately 26,000 years later. And there's kind of these poles that are the poles in this motion of our sun and earth around the central sun. So we could, I don't know how they do it, we could say, well, there's a North Pole and a South Pole. And there's an understanding that there's a 13,000 year period of time where the energetics around the earth are more masculine, and so more of a patriarchal time. And then there's a 13,000 year period of time when the energies are more matriarchal or feminine in nature. And there's always the yin-yang balance. So in the center of the cycle, when the female is kind of in power in a way, then the soul of the earth, the being that resides as the consciousness of the earth, is typically masculine. And when the energetics are externally male, the being of the earth, the soul of the earth, is feminine. Believe it or not. It's an interesting construct, and I have my own experience with it that this is true. There's always this balance of masculine and feminine, or attempt at balance. Sometimes it's really imbalanced, and this may be one of those times where we feel like a real imbalance. I mean, I do, and you may, and it feels like, things are somewhat out of balance. Maybe greatly out of balance. Like maybe that loud truck. This may have not been the best time of day to do a sitting on the porch video, but here we are, sitting on the porch doing this video. So Monday was one of the days of significance, or auspicious days, according to Pacal Votan, where kind of major shift changes can take place, where things that were really not done with consciousness can be done with consciousness, where change can take place, and we may experience the change on these specific dates. I know I did. From the reports back, many of you did as well. And then there's in a 260-day period of time, there's only 13 of these dates. 3 of them occur this week. If this week has felt to you to be somewhat of a, let's just say, butt kicker, ass kicker, has been a bit much, I would say we're on the same page. And it's just, 4 days, really. Monday, Tuesday was the second day of Auspicious Day. There's 2 of the 13th. And today is 3 of the 13. So if there's 13 auspicious days, we went through them, 3 of them in this week. And today we're not quite through it. And I really had some feelings of major change on Monday, major change on Tuesday. I was looking forward to a day off on Wednesday, which I felt like I got. I woke up Wednesday morning feeling like everything is beautiful in its own way. And what a lovely day to be alive and feelings like I might not have had, the previous 3 or 4 weeks. And then something happened later in the day yesterday that kind of threw my system off. I was building something and kind of constructing something, and I don't know if I was bending the wrong way or whatever. And who knows whether it's like the thing you're doing or just a shift that's taking place. But anyway, my lower back went hooey, and I was in slowly, progressively more and more pain. And the dream world through Monday night into Monday morning was just criminally busy. The dream world through the night into Tuesday morning was just insanely busy in the dream world. And I woke up with stuff to process on both Monday morning and Tuesday morning. Stuff to process. And then Tuesday through Wednesday morning, it was like, wow, there was maybe some things to do, but I woke up Wednesday morning feeling like I'd done them. So I was like, this is great. And maybe I'll have this really easy, spacious day without a lot of work to do. And then something happened, I was in physical pain. We don't need to go into much detail in terms of what caused that. And then last night in the dream world, it was very challenging again. And again this morning, I woke up with a whole bunch of old emotional energies tied into the past. And I had yesterday, at the end of the day, sent a text message to the chiropractor I've been seeing for the past 6 weeks or so, seeing that if it was possible for him to see me today, which he could. I woke up this morning like, just really uncomfortable. And I did a number of things. I did a cleansing bath with Epsom salts and really hot. And then I put on some CBD cream, which is really helpful with inflammation. And I put on a castor oil pack to kind of pull things out as well of my lower back. And I got to the point where it felt somewhat better and I could just drive the 25 minutes to the chiropractor. And then I had this amazing experience at the chiropractic office, really connected on a very deep level with the chiropractor, and kind of a miraculous thing happened. I literally felt like 30 layers of my stuff come off. And afterwards, I had told him that yesterday, before I had the pain in my back, I was feeling like this is the best I've felt in probably years. Like so clear of stuffs. I cleared stuff Tuesday night, Monday night, into Monday morning. So Sunday night and Monday morning, I cleared stuff Tuesday night. Monday night into Tuesday morning. And by Wednesday, I just felt like, oh man, my energy is very clear. Then I had pain. Well, I feel like today in this release process, I just kept feeling energy opening up, and things resolving, and things resolving, and things resolving. And I came out, and I was standing in the waiting room of his office, and I just go, man, I just really can't remember feeling energetically this light. And so I've got no ideas of what that means, or what, how am I going to feel tomorrow, what the future is going to bring, or anything. I just know that for me, in my experience, things are clearing, things are resolving. I'm getting into a better and better place in my life, in my body, in my emotional realm, in my mental realm. There's a certain alignment that's coming in, except for in my hands. I can't make that. But there's a certain alignment that's coming in. And that may or may not be happening for you. I am going to set up a healing field right now for today, just because I'm called to do it. And it may benefit you, and if it doesn't, that's fine. But I'm called to do it, so I'm setting up the healing field. And you can just state that you choose to participate in the healing field, the observational healing field. And maybe I'll put that in the liner notes of the video so you don't have to listen to all this stuff, whatever it is, 20 minutes, 17 minutes worth of stuff. You don't have to listen to it. You can just go straight to I'll put that time when the healing field is set up. So I'm going to set it up. So I'm choosing to set up a healing field for the world, which includes you. And so when I say I'm choosing to set up a healing field for the world, then you can include yourself by just saying your name. And so you'll just say your name as you're watching the video. You don't have to write me your name or tell me your name or anything, but you'll just state that you choose for this healing field to be set up for you. And then I'm going to ask that the Brotherhood of Light please be present, the Deva of Healing please be present, Pan of Nature please be present, and the Sisterhood of Light please be present. All of our helpers and guides please be present. Saint Germain please be present. Metatron please be present. Kuan Yin please be present. Master Mo please be present. Master Kun Li please be present. The Christ Consciousness please be present. The Holders of Space please be present. Sanat Kamara please be present. Abrahamanad please be present. Alcazar please be present. The interdimensional being please be present. Thoth please be present. And Ra please be present. The deep self please be present. The higher self please be present. Our soul group please be present. I ask that we be placed in a field of protection while we do this work. I ask the higher self to take us through the portal of time to the event that would be of the highest good to release and integrate at this time. Upon arrival at that event, I invite all souls affected by this event to return to the event, to release and integrate the energy of the event for themselves, and I ask that they all be placed in a field of protection while they do their work. And when we arrive at this event, I ask the higher self to assist us to release and integrate all energies of this event, gently and easily, fully and completely, on all levels, and through all space and time. Okay, the event is set up. You can just work with the energetics that you notice. You can, just work with the energetics that you notice. And if you feel like some changes and you want to comment in the comment section about what you notice, that's great. It's great for other people to hear what you noticed happen with this healing field set up, how it affected you. It may affect others in a similar way, or it may affect everybody very uniquely because of their response to the event when they were at it, when it was happening. And of course, yeah, it's happening. If event we went back to on a day of significant events was a significant event. So we cleared one on Monday. I set up a healing field on Monday to clear an event of that significant day. I didn't set up a field on Tuesday, but I was aware of something that cleared and a lot of energy that came in. I did set up a field on Wednesday, which was just a personal field for me to work through some things that I was working with. And now I've set up a field for today, the third day of significant events for this week. And so you can just, hit the pause button and just go work with these energies for however long you feel like you need to work on them. It could take you, half hour, an hour and a half. It could take longer for you to just feel like these energies clearing and then clear. And then you feel like, oh, it's clear. And when you do so, then hit the play button and then do this last part that I'm going to do now in preparation for when you're ready to do it later. So if you want to hit the pause button and then later on hit the play button, and you'll come back and I'll say, welcome back. Glad to have you back. So we're going to do the completion portion of this healing session. And to complete this session, we're going to ask higher self and our soul group to assist all the souls that return to the event, to combine with that part of their soul that had remained at the event, and bring all of their combined souls individually back into their body in present time with all of its wisdom, clarity, and power. And I'm going to ask all those souls to ground themselves into the healing center of the earth. And you want to really feel yourself ground into the healing center of the earth. And then I ask you all to open up the portal for the delivery of the new energies that are to come into the earth at this time. And whenever you're watching this, you'll be aware of these energies coming in. So I ask that these energies be delivered in through this portal. And I ask that they be activated. I'm going to let the universe and beyond know that this has been done. And that is good. Okay, I hope the volume is okay for this video. I'm just never sure about the volume, how it works, and whether or not it comes through okay. And it's been good working with you, and now let's go.